Welcome back to What Was I Thinking? And if you're watching this, you might be thinking, where in the world is Lee? Did he lose his office? What happened to the green screen? Is Lee short? Why does he have no hair? Well, there's a good answer to all those questions. Yes, I'm short. I have no hair because God has a sick sense of humor, and I did not lose the office. I am currently visiting my dad in sunny South Florida, which, by the way, if you live in Florida, I have a few bones to pick with you. One, why is it so humid? It feels like I'm walking through a steam room, but not in a good way, and there's still old, naked men all around. They're not naked, but they are old. Two, why, why and where, when it comes to your animals. I don't know what it is about South Florida, but there are sounds and noises and shapes of animals that do not belong in this century. I don't know what is happening. I don't know. My least favorite animal that I've noticed in South Florida, and you might be thinking alligator or crocodile. I'm honestly not sure of the difference. I'm 33 and I should know, but am I 30? Wow, You ever just say something and then you realize it's true? I am 33. Yeah, I don't know the difference between an alligator and a crocodile. I haven't seen one, thank God. If I did, I would be gone. But I don't like the little mini bug-sized lizards. The bigger ones also freak me out, but at least you can see them from a distance. Those little terrible little mini ones that just scurry around like little bugs, but they're lizards. You can't step on a lizard. I've stepped on millions of bugs, and I'm okay with that. If I stepped on a lizard, I would need so much therapy. I don't like it. And not B, but I guess you know what B is? You know what B stands for? Birds. They make so many. They never stop making noises. There's birds down here. Like usually here, they're out in the morning. No, there's birds down here that just start making noise only at night. Like 11 p.m. They're like, all right, it's the night shift for birds. I actually do like South Florida, and I like where my dad lives. My dad lives near Boca, like 30 minutes from Boca, with all the other old Jews. But it is an acquired taste. I feel like it's the beer of America. It's like if you like it, you like it. It's nice to be warm. That's not really beer. Actually, some people like warm beer, right? In London, I'm going all over the place. I really am. You always know when you're at the right gate for a flight when you're coming to this area when there's 100%, if not more, wheelchairs at the gate. Literally, it took longer to board the plane of wheelchairs. There were more wheelchair people than actual like non-wheelchair people on the flight down here. It's the average age at a gate to come to South Florida is 88. They are old. They're very nice. They always have sandwiches. There's something about Jews and flights. Jews don't like to be without a meal of some kind for more than 90 minutes. And if you think we're paying $9 for a cheese plate on JetBlue, then you're wrong. You're just wrong. We're gonna have a tuna sandwich. It's gonna be in a Ziploc bag, and we're gonna have 3 or 4 of them. And you can't have any because it's our sandwiches, and we were the smart ones who packed it on the flight. And it's too bad. There's something about sandwiches on a plane that is just the height of being cheap. I'm a cheap motherfucker, and I bring snacks. That used to be my favorite part about being fat and it's not just the plane. It was also I liked packing snacks for the flight, but even better than the flight was the hotel. Some people, might party, might bring a girl back to the room or a guy, whoever you want to bring back to the room, you might bring back. Not me. I would go shopping and bring snacks, and not a ton, but enough. Like enough because what if I wasn't that close to a gas station? The only thing I couldn't pack was drinks, and I actually do get I get a little bit of anxiety about going somewhere, and not having access to drinks because I just talked about being cheap and bringing sandwiches on a plane, but I will not pay $2 for a can of soda. I just can't. I think I would almost rather die of dehydration than pay $2.50 $3 for a bottle of water at a hotel. I can't do it. But I'm not at a hotel. I'm down in South Florida. I've been here since Wednesday, right? Yes, Wednesday of last week, and I'll be here until Thursday of this coming week. Sorry for looking down. I was just making sure I was recording, and I am. Um, and I came down for a couple reasons. One, to see my dad. Two, it was actually on Thursday. It was my 98-year-old Aunt Ida. Of course, her name is Aunt Ida. She was, even at 12, she was Aunt Ida, I'm sure. But she turned 98 this year, and we went to Ben's Delicatessen. If you don't know, now you know. It is a kosher Jewish deli, which means there's no cheese, which is upsetting. But it was a lot of fun. Her son came down, and we both surprised her. I think she was a little bit more excited about me. Just joking, Uncle Johnny. But it was nice. It was being that I really wasn't able with my schedule before when I lived in LA to come visit family very often or for long periods of time. It was nice to make someone else happy, to just to see her face. I think she thought it was going to be just my dad and her at lunch, and to make someone happy and get to spend some time with family has been very nice. It really made me think. It's strange when I know for a fact there's some 20-year-olds and probably even teenagers. Please don't follow my lead, teenagers, or 20-year-olds for that matter. But when I was younger, I used to think 60, 65 is enough. I don't really need to live past that. But to see Aunt Ida being 98 and doing more than most people I know my age is nice. It's inspiring. It's nice it is strange. I think about weird stuff a lot, and one thing I think about with Aunt Ida is what year she's living in, because it's not 2021. She still has a VCR at her house. If I had to guess, Aunt Ida is living in the 80s or 90s somewhere. She doesn't have internet. That blew my mind. I almost wanted to get a conservatorship going because I don't know how someone can live without the internet. She has a home phone. It's pretty wild, but it is not. I'm very lucky to have anybody 98 in my life, and Aunt Ida, she makes me look tall. Sorry, my computer's on a TV tray, so I just hit it, and I'm sure some of you got a little bit dizzy. But to be 98 years old is just so nice, and she's so positive and just a good person that I was very lucky to get to spend time with her, and we did a little Zoom. It was fun watching a 98-year-old woman do it. Actually, I guess was the second time they did it for her birthday last year, but I missed it. But we had 20 people on a Zoom for her birthday, and to see her just talking with people was fun. And we had cake. Oh, the Jews! I did a reaction video to it. I stand by it. Jewish food is not my favorite, but Jewish people we know how to put a dessert together. We had my favorite cake. My favorite cake, if you are wondering, is vanilla cake with chocolate frosting. It's the best combination. Don't at me. And they also brought over the little Seinfeld black and white cookies. And I know you're probably thinking, depending on your age, either what is Seinfeld? Is that the car show? And B, if you're older like me or older, those aren't Seinfeld cookies. And I know they're not Seinfeld cookies, but every time I see a black and white cookie, that's what I think of as Seinfeld. Um, so we know how to make a dessert, and it was delicious. When you don't have sugar, well, I've had sugar, but like dessert, like my favorite dessert right now is caramel rice cakes. And when you eat nothing but caramel rice cakes, people make fun of you. People make fun of you. My girlfriend calls them cardboard, and she buys them for me, but she says, here's some cardboard. And I ask her, hey, would you like to have a rice cake? And she laughs in my face. But when you have a cookie or some cake after almost a year of not having it, you realize how bad rice cakes are. Rice cakes are good until you have anything else. The caramel rice cakes I will put up against, as like a healthy dessert, I'll put up against anything. But compared to like a Reese's, like my girlfriend had some Reese's at her house last week, and I had one Reese's, and I almost passed away. I like levitated out of my body having a Reese's cup. But by the way, Reese's and all candy people, I have a bone to pick with you. You are making your candy so small that it should be criminal. Those Reese's pumpkin things used to be the size of an actual candy, and not like it looks like 3 Reese's Pieces melted together and put into a shape of a pumpkin. It is so small that you should be ashamed of yourself. And it sounds like I'm talking about my penis, which I'm not. It's not small, it's average. But I'm also here in Florida. See, I am bringing it back. I'm in Florida because my dad is having a colonoscopy tomorrow morning. So I get to bring him to that because for some reason they don't let you take an Uber to a colonoscopy. And if I had to guess, it's because they don't want someone farting in the back the whole time. I've been told that I have that to look forward to tomorrow, is that my dad will be farting the entire day, which is fun because farting really has brought my dad and I together. I remember when I was I think I was probably in high school, maybe a freshman. And my dad got me a summer internship at his job. He worked at Legal Seafoods, and he got me an internship in the mail order department. So if you filled out any sort of card or information for mail order from Legal Seafoods when I was 14, I'm sorry, the thing keeps shaking, I'm the one who input it. But we would drive into work every day, and it was right around the time that Austin Powers came out. Whichever Austin Powers with Fat Bastard was out, and he goes, when you're walking into an apartment building and you smell what everyone's cooking, that plus crap. So he was talking about his farts, and just that line, that plus crap. My dad's out there taking like 20 pills or something to make him poop. But if I brought him in here and said that plus crap, we would both start dying laughing. But it's just nice to get to help him out, and despite the fact that I'm talking shit about Florida, it is nice to be in the warmth. But that's really why I'm here. I'm just here to spend a little bit of time with him and my Aunt Ida. We went to the good Publix yesterday, and Aunt Ida bought me a steak, which has been very nice. It was a delicious steak to make. And I'm going to do a very quick commercial break, but then I want to tell you more about the steak and what you find out about living with your father. And speaking of fathers, all of your fathers need underwear. And if you are a man, you need underwear too. And this episode is brought to you by Sheath Underwear. Sheath underwear is great for any guy, especially like me. If you're bigger and you're worried about chafing, or even if you're not big, no one likes to chafe. Listen, Sheath underwear has a 2-pouch compartment. It's supportive, soft material. You're going to look great. It's going to feel great. You're going to be supported, and not only supported, it's not going to be like a wire bra where it's uncomfortable. It's very soft and comfortable. You look great, and do me a favor. Just go to sheathunderwear.com. That's sheathunderwear.com, and use promo code Syatt. That's SYATT to get 20% off of your first order. And when you're supporting me, you're also supporting not only an American-based company, but a veteran-owned company. The idea for Sheath came to U.S. Army soldier Robert Patton when he was on his second tour in Iraq. So do me a favor, go to sheathunderwear.com, promo code Syatt. Every order comes with the Sheath Underwear 100% money-back guarantee. Get Sheath Underwear and let them support your balls. One of the funny things about this time and seeing my dad is I talked about it a few episodes ago, and I'm still going through it. It's going to be something I go through probably until I'm his age. But I care. I let people get into my head. Unfortunately, I let situations and stress affect me a lot, and it's upsetting. And like it's nothing bad's happening. Just anytime I think anyone's mad at me or if I don't like the way something is going work-wise or relationship-wise, it's like, when a record starts to skip and it plays the same thing over and over again, that's my brain, except it's not a fun part of a song. It's your own self talking shit to you. But the nice part about one of the nice things about being with my dad is seeing what can happen when that goes away. And I'm sure my dad and I have talked a lot over the last couple of years, and we talk almost every time I go for a drive, and we spend a lot of the time today, Junior, talking down here. But he is in his 60s. I think I'm allowed to say that. And he has gone to a place in his life where he is not married and gets to live his life. It would almost be like if you gave like a 16, well, not even an age, I was going to say 16-year-old, but imagine if you could just do whatever you wanted and there were no consequences. My dad has every kitchen appliance available to man. He has an air fryer. He has an indoor grill, which is actually pretty cool. It's what I cook the steaks on. He has a wok. He has a panini press. He has a popcorn machine. He has a coffee maker, a tea maker. Anything else? I think that's it. Oh, and an Instant Pot. And by the way, my dad has a 2-bedroom house and has 200 inches of television in it. I'm looking at it right now. I would spin you around if I didn't want you guys to get dizzy. I'm in a regular sized bedroom, and there's an 82-inch TV, and it is fantastic. Like this is why you should advocate for living longer, because this is sort of just a little vision into my future. Because, I guess when I get to be that age in 30-something years, hopefully there will just be walls of television. Like there won't actually have to be a TV you have to hang. But it's nice to see what can happen if you're just like, well, this is what I want to do. Like I'm sitting right next to a beanbag chair, which is about to being donated because he got some badass theater chairs that plug in and have lights and probably a fridge in it. Who knows? But it's I like to tease him because there's 200 inches of TV in a 2-bedroom condo, but it's I've been talking a lot with him and my mom and my girlfriend about the situations that are bothering me. And it's always fun to complain. I'm Jewish. It's fun. And I've always struggled with not caring about what people think or about just me getting into my own head and worrying about things in my life that I can't control. And it's weird. It's weird. I don't like, I really hate, actually, it's not even don't like, I avoid conflict like it is a walk or exercising for me. I do everything I can to avoid it. And I've been thinking a lot about recently how I can better myself and how I would change, and how, if I had kids, how I would hopefully raise them. And I would do everything that I could to try to, because it's, and I'm not blaming my parents. They did a great job, or I don't know. I did get high on the internet for a living for a decade, but that's not their fault. Um, but I notice throughout generations of this family that, you know, overthinking and stuff like that is common. And it's not even just this family, but I would love, if I had, or when I have kids, to figure out a way to get that out of them. I don't know. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how you give someone, I don't know if it's confidence, because I can be kind of confident. I mean, yeah, that's how much confidence. I can be a guy. I guess I can be confident. I don't know if it's confidence. It's more along the lines of, like, frankly, like balls. Like, I get so worked up when I have confrontation coming that it's not help. Like, it's, if I should really put myself into like a heart rate monitor when that's happening, because it is not good. It is frankly terrible. And I just realized my computer is not plugged in. So let's see how much longer I have. It is gonna die soon. I have 20%. Where did I plug it in? Oh yeah, I did not plug it in. That's fun. But that's, I would love to hear your advice on it, because I know sometimes on this podcast I give a little bit of my advice, or I talk to other people about things. But what I would love is, and maybe we'll do another one of those advice episodes, is I would love for you to tell me how you get out of your own head. I wish I knew how to do it. I wish I could turn it off. I wish I could stop worrying about things. I wish I could go with the flow. And it turns out I do the opposite of all of those things. And it's not a fun way to live. I have a lot of things that I do okay or well. And I know a lot of people probably go through this, because I just hear, I know a lot of people, you hear a lot about people hating confrontation, or staying in bad relationships, or staying at a job they don't like. Like, when I broke up with my ex, it took me I think a week. No, like 3 or 4 days, not a full week. But it took a long time for me to get the balls to do. I went to therapy to learn how to do it, and I still didn't do it well. It was like, sometimes they say, like, you gotta, like, kill something in one shot. Like, you should, like, shoot a deer in the head. I shot a deer in the foot, and then changed my mind and put a bandage on it, and then, poked it a little bit, and then I feel like that deer committed suicide. But what is your advice for dealing with conflict? Because it is my least favorite thing about life, I think. I really do think that is, because I think all of my issues stem from it. I don't like conflict with, like, random people. I don't like conflict with people in my life. I don't like conflict at work. I just see people talking shit, or like, actually, like, saying when someone does something that bothers them or hurts them, and I will run away from it. I will actively avoid it, and I wish I didn't. And I would love to know how you've learned to do it, or if you struggle with it, what you struggle with. So yeah, email me. Let's do flyingjewradio@gmail.com. That's for my old podcast. I don't have one for this podcast. But email me flyingjradio@gmail.com or just send me a message on Twitter or comment on an Instagram post, something like that. And I'd love to read some of these. I do want to give a quick shout out to our final sponsor of today, which is Manscaped. Do you ever feel like your balls are going to end up bloody when you shave them, as bloody as a Nate Diaz fight? Well, good news, because today's episode is sponsored by the official electric trimmer of the UFC. You've seen them on the octagon floor, Manscaped. They just released their 4th generation performance package. Fellas, get your black belt in ball trimming and join the 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com with the code Syatt, SYATT. The Performance Package 4.0 is here to completely upgrade your male hygiene routine. Inside, you'll find the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, the Weed Whacker ear, nose, and hair trimmer, the Crop Preserver, and the Crop Reviver. They're ball deodorant and toner. They're great. And you get 2 free gifts, the Performance Boxer Briefs and the Shed Travel Bag. I love everything about it. I have it. I use it. My balls smell and look delicious. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code Syatt, SYATT, at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code Syatt at manscaped.com. Time to knock out your pubes with Manscaped. Your balls and your sparring partner will thank you. Thank you to Manscaped. Thank you to Sheath. Don't forget, go to sheath.com, sheathunderwear.com, and use code Syatt to get 20% off. And thank you very much for watching and listening. I will be back in lovely Massachusetts by the next week's episode. And I really appreciate you watching and listening. Don't forget, go and watch me on The Joint with Joe. We have a lot of fun on that episode. And be nice. And do something out of your comfort zone. If your thing is not confrontation, do something that makes you nervous and makes you want to poop your pants. Because that's how I feel. My stomach just is in knots. But my computer's about to die, and this episode is over. Thank you very much for watching and listening to this week's What Was I Thinking? Love you guys.